All right, so today, a fresh crack of our Jack Daniel's single barrel strength Tennessee whiskey. Um, of course, this is a Jack Daniel's product, as you might have guessed. It's from the Jack Daniel's distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. And of course, it is a Brown Foreman product. This particular barrel, again, this is a single barrel product, so it is not vatting. It is a single barrel. And this single barrel in particular is 62.5% alcohol. So right on 125 proof. And of course, you can see this is a European bottle. It is labeled in centiliters. Wild stuff. Bluffball, how's it going? And of course, this mash bill, 80% corn, 8% rye, 12% malted barley, and this is at least 5 years old in New Chardo. They don't have an age statement on here, but it's at least 5 years old. Of course, this is Tennessee whiskey, therefore it has to be sugar maple charcoal filtered. As to convene with the Lincoln County process, I suppose. Where the whiskey is filtered through the sugar maple charcoal before it is barreled. Yeah. We'll open this up and see how we feel about it. Again, I've had a single barrel from Jack Daniel's that wasn't cask strength. So this one will be the strongest Jack Daniel's I've ever tried, and I'm quite excited. I've heard so many great things about higher grade Jack Daniel's products being quite good. Old Number 7 is Old Number 7, but apparently Jack Daniel's, when it gets to the higher up stuff, makes some real good products here. Course Master Distiller is written on here, Barrel House 205. This is in particular barrel 230784, so I'm assuming this barrel was dumped in 2023. Yeah, so the bottling date, August 30th, 2023. So this is a 2023 dumping, if you will. It was bottled in 2023, so it's almost 2 years since this was bottled. And we'll let it free. Oh. Some annoying hard plastic to deal with. But there's no cats up here, so I guess we won't have to worry yet. Alright. Will the cork disappoint? Time to find out. Where was the pop? There's supposed to be a pop. That wasn't much better. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. No fizz? Well, if my whiskey was fizzing, that would be quite strange. I don't tend to put carbonated products in my alcohol, but you know, everything is to your own personal preference. All right. So here we are, natural color here on this Jack Daniel's single barrel strength. Pretty nice color again. For these barrel proof, dare I say, bourbons, this is a pretty expected coloration, I suppose. Very dark. Oh, I can smell that that typical Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey volatile aroma from here. It smells like Jack Daniel's, man. That slightly buttery, slightly charcoaly kind of or a volatile aroma. Ooh, that's strong. Hold on. Let's give it a minute to relax, okay? It's had a long sleep and it's 62.5% alcohol. So let's just chill for a minute. By God, that's some intense aroma though. Oh, interesting first impression. I don't get the banana, and that's maybe something that you might think be like, what do you mean banana? But usually on these Jack Daniel's products, a slight candied banana is typical for me. I don't get that right up front though. The aroma is actually not super duper apparent, but I think it's because it needs a rest. There's still lots of ethanol coming off of it. It's still quite spiky on the nose. So we're going to give it, again, a little bit longer to kind of just interact with the air here. Uh-oh. I hear something. It's coming. I think it's coming over here. I'm not sure. See in a minute, but I think, yeah. Yep, it's coming. There it is. Were we talking about you? You were cuddling with mom, now she's gonna be cold. Oh, you came here for the fucking plastic packaging. I knew it. No, that's mine. Okay, you probably don't want the whiskey. Okay. Are you gonna chill or what? You probably don't want the JD, man. He's gonna fucking mess with my XLR. I know it. Let me stop that. Alright. He's here. He's fucking around with my XLR, as he is wont to do. Oh, it's very spicy and cherry. Oh, man, yeah, like spicy cherry is what hits up at the beginning. There's definitely some a butteriness and like a soft oak. Oh, it's kind of a nice spice though. Again, there's not a whole lot of rye in this, so I think some of the spiciness is actually barrel related. A little bit of that banana is kind of creeping through some of those more expressive and loud kind of spicy notes. That initial cherry kind of just like popped and went away. It's like, man, like brown sugar and spices, like, that's kind of interesting. It's like, how would you describe it? It's a little bit gingerbread cookie. Yeah, the spice is really, kind of prominent. He's freaking commandeering my mouse. Look at this. Look at this. Look. He's taking my mouse. I was like, I need that, man. Mosley, it's mine. Yeah, there's some nice like Christmas spices on this. Christmas spices like, man, like butter and gingerbread. And like maybe just a splash of cherry. I feel like as we get on with this, we'll get some more of that sweetness, but some good like brown sugar, like slight molasses notes right on the aroma at first. Oh, it's kind of nice. All right, we won't waste too much time. Jack Daniel's single barrel strength on the palate. Cheers. A little bit hot, but not too bad. As soon as you get that liquid in your mouth on the attack, the banana pops in. And the banana's here again on the finish. A quintessential Jack Daniel's slight banana note. But in this bottle, this finish, it's kind of like less like Runts banana candy and more like banana bread. Like I'm getting a banana bread and oak kind of finish. Buttered banana bread. Warm though. And I think it's obviously like hot on the palate and that's what makes it warm, but the experience feels like buttered banana bread that's been in the microwave with some oak components, some toasted oak. I dig the finish. I really do. Oh yeah, in with the sweetness. In with like the table syrup. But still some like very like pretty expressive Christmas spices on the nose. Yeah, it's like syrup and Christmas spice, slight gingerbread cookie. How sweet? It's a player, but it's not the predominant factor. Again, probably like this Christmas spices, you know, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. These are like main players. A little bit of that toasted oak is on the nose. You get a bit of a buttery character as well. It's interesting though, the banana notes that normally I get on the nose on Jack Daniel's are not really on the nose for me, but they're in the palate and in the finish for sure. Right now it's just like sweet baked spice cookie. Kind of just had that flash in the pan of cherry. Again, palate has that banana quality, some good sweetness, some toasted oak in there. Then you're floored with like those baking spices in the back palate. And again, some strong like Christmas spices on the finish. Some toasted oak in there. And then you kind of like ride out on this kind of like slightly buttery, warm banana bread, toasted oak kind of note. It's so obviously like a Jack Daniel's, a whiskey. Like you can really tell. It's got that like quintessential slight kind of banana flavor throughout the palate and finish. Definitely at the near end of the palate, not your end of the palate, your end of the finish. You kind of really get that kind of banana bread character, and it's again less like Runts candy on this particular bottle and more like banana bread for me. Are you doing anything for my summer? Man, summer's not any different than any other time of year for me. I go to work just like every other time of year. I wish I still had summers off, you know. That's not a thing when you get into your 30s. Still working, still dealing with Mosley. Still dealing with Mosley. Oh shit. Overall, pretty good. I think the one thing that is pulling this back a little bit for me is the palette is like pretty, how would you describe? Like it's pretty like melded together. There's not a good transition of flavors. It's kind of like you get a blast of flavor on the palate, and you kind of have to try to analyze a lot of these flavors that are intermingled together on the palate. It doesn't have a great clear flavor transitions that I experienced with some really superb spirits that kind of have like, hey, on the attack you get this, and on the mid palate you get that, and on the back palate you get this, and you have a clear separation and definition of flavor. You kind of don't get that on the palate with this. There is some of that on the finish, but I feel like you have to pick at this palate a little bit to really like find the notes, and that's not like preferable. Again, I'm not a crafter of spirits, so I don't know exactly how you come about this good definition, but some spirits just have like clear defined notes and definitions and transitions of flavor that I identify with like a superior level of craft, probably. And this just doesn't have that. Again, it's a single barrel though, so what can you expect? They probably picked a pretty good barrel, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have much control over the craft of it. Yeah, palette a little, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite palette. You do get the banana, but it's more like closer to banana candy on the palate. You do get the banana note. You do get some of that spice and some of that sweetness. It transitions to darker, more deeper kind of notes in the back palate, but it's not, it's we have to pick at it. It's not as clean transitioned and well crafted as other palettes I've had in the past. That being said, the overall experience pretty good. Tastes great, but like for example, I think I would still prefer the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that we re-rated on Monday. I probably would still prefer that to this one. No Rockstar today. We do energy drinks every morning at what would be 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. So whatever time that is for you. I'll be doing them every weekday morning. So at this hour we do alcohol. The complete other direction, I suppose. So today, what did we do? We did, this morning we did Red Bull Sea Blue Juniper. That's what we did this morning. If you're looking for the caffeinated segment, I suppose. All right, Mosley has left us. Unlucky. Wait, what do they say here? I'm curious, what do they say here on the box and or bottle about notes here? Again, this seems like it's a mass package for a single barrel product. But let's just see what they say. Sometimes we can glean something. Our handmade, toasted and charred American oak barrels, blah, 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 blah. Smooth whiskey with notes of sweet brown sugar, rich toasted oak, and hints of dark spice. Sure, absolutely. But that's also true of most bourbons, I would say. But Blood Boiler, it's a Tennessee whiskey. I know. It's a Tennessee whiskey, but it's also a bourbon. everything that is crafted into this Tennessee whiskey qualifies it as a bourbon as well. It's just more restrictive. It is a Tennessee whiskey. But not bad. Again, just on the outset, we rated the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And this particular one was batch B523. We rated this on Monday. Great score, great bourbon. I think I would prefer this to this particular barrel. This is not, again, the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is not a single barrel. It is a batch of vatting, if you will, whereas this is a single barrel product, again, and specific barrel 2307864. So, while this barrel may not have been my favorite, and I kind of like maybe prefer this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof to this particular barrel of Jack Daniels, maybe there's other barrels of Jack Daniels Barrel Proof that I would prefer over this, but just as a quick aside, like we just talked about this one, so I kind of felt like it made sense to just pull it up and be like, hey, between these two, man, I think I like the Elijah Craig better. I kind of felt like it had more to show, more definition. Great bourbon, this Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And I think the palate is like it's just a little weaker on the Jack Daniels. I like the unique characteristics though, like the banana character on the palate, like the banana bread kind of character on the finish. That makes it a little bit unique. You don't get banana on all bourbons, obviously. It's usually I think it's related to Brown-Forman's yeast that they use, because again, you get it on Jack Daniels, but also you sometimes get it on Woodford Reserve. So I think it might be related to the yeast that they use it with Brown-Forman. Again, Brown-Forman product. Woodford is also a Brown-Forman product. This is a Heaven Hill product. But yeah, not bad. It was pretty good. Pretty good stuff.